Is it visible? Slide is visible? Okay. Audio is clear? Right. Okay. So in this session, we are going to discuss about what is known as a topic called surface tension. So in this surface tension unit, it is a totally of 8 hours. So there are altogether 8 sessions in this surface tension. And as you can see here, this is the first session of surface tension. So totally it has been divided into 8 sessions, means 8 classes. Each class we call it as one session, and this is the first session of this surface tension. So what are we going to discuss in this session? That is, if you observe here, in this session, we are going to talk of introduction to surface tension. Means what? What are we going to cover here? So this session covers what are called molecular forces and what are called types of molecular forces, what is known as surface tension, and what is called angle of contact. So we'll be discussing all these things in this session: molecular forces, types of molecular forces, surface tension, and angle of contact. Right? Then, so what are the learning objectives of this session? Means what are you going to learn here? So in this session, we're going to learn about molecular forces. We're going to learn how many types of molecular forces are there, and we're going to learn what exactly surface tension is all about. And we're also going to learn what is called the angle of contact. So these are the learning objectives of this session. Then, so what are the session outcomes? Means at the end of the session, you should be able to know what exactly the molecular forces are. And we should be able to know what are the types of molecular forces, how many types are there, and what do you mean by surface tension, and what is the meaning of angle of contact. So at the end of the session, you should have a knowledge of all these things: molecular forces, types of molecular forces, surface tension, and angle of contact. So let's try to understand these things one by one, right? So now we'll go to the introduction to surface tension. First, we'll try to understand what exactly surface tension is all about, right? So look at this picture. I hope you might have come across such pictures in your day-to-day life. So what we are having is, these are the liquid drops, the raindrops on a leaf. ಮಳೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ನೋಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ, ಮಳೆ ಬಂದು ನಿಂತ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರು ಎಲೆ ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ನೀರಿನ ಹನಿ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತವೆ. ಆ ನೀರಿನ ಹನಿ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ spherical shape. If you observe the shape of this drop, it is always a spherical shape. The question is why the drops are having the spherical shape only. Why the liquid drops are having spherical shape? Why can't something else? Why can't square shape? Why can't rhombus shape? Why can't polygon shape? Why can't some other shape? Why only the spherical shape? So the reason behind this is the concept of what is known as surface tension. It is due to the surface tension that always liquids try to have what is known as a spherical shape. They always try to have what is called as a spherical shape. What is the reason for that? That we'll discuss a bit later. But right now, you remember that the beautiful spherical shape of a liquid drop during a rainy season on any leaf is due to surface tension. If any of you have not observed these things, please do observe such things in nature. Very shortly the rainy season may start, and if somebody has not observed such things, please do observe it during the rainy season. So this is one classic example of surface tension in nature. Then look at this picture. where we have a different type of a leaf, where you can see a liquid drop here, liquid drop here, liquid drop here, liquid drop here. These are all natural photos taken from the nature during the rainy season. So if you observe again the shape of the liquid is again spherical. The shape of the liquid is, even whether it's small or big, it is again spherical. So why the liquids are only spherical in nature? Why they are taking the spherical shape? Again, the reason is it is due to the phenomenon of surface tension. It is because of this surface tension, always liquids tries to have a spherical shape. Always they try to have a spherical shape. What does it means? We'll discuss in a bit. But remember, this is one more classic example where you can find spherical shapes attached to a flower or a leaf during the rainy season. The concept behind this is what is known as surface tension. Then see here again a beautiful photography of a water droplet attached to a fiber like atom. You can see all of them are again spherical in shape. So the answer is again surface tension. So any liquid, we are talking about mainly of the water here. The liquid tries to have a spherical shape. Any liquid always tries to have a minimum surface area. Remember this word, what is called minimum surface area. Minimum surface area means the liquid always tries to have minimum surface area, means they want to have this surface area as minimum as possible. They want to have this surface area as minimum as possible. So for a given, mathematically, for a given value, only sphere is the one which is having a minimum surface area. If you take a square, or if you take a rectangle, or if you take any other shape, for a given value, these are going to have large surface area, whereas it is the sphere which takes a minimum surface area for a given value. So to the bottom line, the bottom line is that the liquids always tries to have minimum surface area, and the minimum surface area is possible for a given liquid in the form of a spherical shape. That's why the liquids always appear in spherical shape. The liquids always appear in spherical shape. Then why they try to have minimum surface area, that we'll discuss a bit later. But right now you remember that liquids have got the property by virtue of which they always tries to have a minimum surface area, and sphere is the one which is having the minimum surface area for any given value of a liquid. Right? So this is one more beautiful example which you can see in the nature for surface tension. Then look at these pictures. I'm sure definitely all of you come across such things in your day-to-day life. No, there is a pond or a lake. These are the leaves. So if you put a drop of water on these leaves, you can see again the liquid drops, whether they are small, they are having a perfect spherical shape. Whereas you can observe once the size of the liquid becomes large, they become a little bit flat. So compared to this small drop or this small drop, if you observe this drop, it is a little bit flat. It is not so spherical in nature. So why it is so? The reason is that for these drops, which are very small in size, there is no any other external force acting other than the surface tension. So they are only under the action of surface tension, whereas these drops, which are large in size, due to the large size of the drop, they are also experiencing one more force, what is called gravitational force. So due to this gravitational force, the size of a sphere, the size of a sphere, if it is a sphere like this becomes a flatten. It becomes a flatten due to what? Due to the gravitational force which is acting downwards. So this gravitational force is more if the mass of this liquid drop is more, in the sense, more the size of the drop, more the mass, so more the gravitational force. As a result, this will be a flattened surface compared to that of a spherical surface. So in this case, these liquid drops are not having a gravitational force in the sense because the mass of these liquid drops or the weight. What is this weight? Weight equals to m into g. Weight equals to m into g. So here m is very small for this drop. M is very small for this drop, whereas m is very large for this drop. So lesser the mass, lesser the weight, lesser the gravitational force. So therefore, they are not active, or the gravitational force is negligible. Therefore, they they occupy a perfect spherical shape. Whereas because of the large mass here, they are also acted upon by the gravitational force. Therefore, this spherical shape becomes a flattened one. But again, the beauty here is what? We observe that the liquids are taking the shape of a sphere, a spherical shape, again due to what? The phenomenon of surface tension. One more beautiful example one can see in the nature, right? Then, oh, this, I think this is for those who have not had their breakfast in the morning. If anybody is attending the class without the breakfast, this is the menu for you. You may be wondering why sir is showing this vada and all those things, right? Let me tell you, look at this banana leaf. I'm sure all of you have experienced this, having food with a banana leaf. ಹಬ್ಬದಲ್ಲಿ ಮದುವೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಟೈಮು ಬಾಳೆ ಎಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಊಟಕ್ಕೆ ಬಡಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಊಟದಷ್ಟೇ ನೆನಪಿದೆ ಅನ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. ಬಟ್ ಈ ಊಟ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೊದಲು ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಈ ಬಾಳೆ ಎಲೆನ ನೀರು ಹಾಕಿ ತೊಳಿತೀರಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ನೀರು ಹಾಕಿ ಈ ಬಾಳೆ ಎಲೆನ ತೊಳೆದಾಗ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್, right? When you wash that banana leaf with water, you find that we get these spherical shape liquid drops, spherical shape liquid drops on the banana leaf. If at all you have not done this, please do it. It doesn't cost you anything. What is required is just a banana leaf. You just put some water on it, and you see that the water spreads like this. And what you see, you see the spherical drops all over the banana leaf. So again, they are spherical in nature. Larger drops, they deviate from the spherical shape. Smaller drops, they are perfectly spherical in shape. Why? The reason, again, it is the surface tension which is making these liquid drops to have always the shape of a sphere. Why? Because as I told you, because liquids always tries to have minimum surface area, and for a given volume it is the sphere which can have a minimum surface area. So one more classic example of a surface tension which is observed in our day-to-day life, right? Then, oh, look at this. Here, I hope when you were small kids, all of you might have done this wonderful thing in your earlier days. What are these? These are the soap bubbles, right? These are the soap bubbles. ಸೊ ಜಾತ್ರೆಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಅಥವಾ ಊರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಹಬ್ಬ ಇದ್ದಾಗ, ರೈಟ್, ಏನಾದರೂ ಮನೇಲಿ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗೇನು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನಮಗೆ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಈ ಬಬಲ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಡಿಡಂಟ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದ ಶೇಪ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಸೋಪ್ ಬಬಲ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ spherical. It's always a sphere, whether it is a big one or it is a small one. The soap bubble is always a spherical one. We never think why it is so. What is the reason behind this? Why the bubbles are always spherical? You can observe here, even if it's a small bubble, if it is a big bubble, again both of them are perfectly spherical in shape. So why these soap bubbles are only spherical in shape? Why can't they take the shape of a rectangle? Why can't they take the shape of some other shape like a polygon, any other shape? Again, the beauty behind this is the phenomenon of surface tension. Due to surface tension, always the soap bubbles take the shape of a sphere. They're perfectly sphere in nature. And you may be thinking, like the earlier case, we observed that in case of a liquid drop, if the size is large, they tend to become a flatten. If the size is small, they tend to become a perfectly sphere one. Whereas in this case, however large the bubble is, however small the bubble is, both of them are perfectly spherical in shape. The answer is that whether even though it is a big bubble, but if you look at the weight of this, it is the weight of this bubble, that is W equals to m into g, m into g. The mass is very very small, whether for a big bubble or for a small bubble. If the mass is small, what it means, the weight of the bubble is small. If the weight of the bubble is small, the gravitational force which is acting downwards is very 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 negligible. So because of this reason, however large the bubbles are, they always are going to be perfectly spherical in shape. One more wonderful example of a spherical shape in nature, right? Then, oh, look at these bubbles, the beautiful bubbles, beautiful photography taken in the nature of the bubbles. See how perfectly spherical they are. Look at this bubble, so large. Even though it is so large, but it's a perfect sphere. If it's a perfect sphere, right? So this is the beauty of surface tension. The beauty of surface tension. Always they try to have this shape of a sphere. We'll discuss it in detail what exactly is happening there, right? Then, oh, this is one more picture you might have come across in your day-to-day life. When you try to wash something, what you do is you take a bucket of water, you put some detergent powder, nirma powder, wheel powder, rin powder, some other powder, and if you wrinkle a little bit, what we get is these kind of bubbles will be formed there. So this is what is called a soap solution, the soap solution, right? So if you look at the bubbles, again they are spherical in shape. Again they are spherical in shape. I hope definitely all of you have come across this. If not, please try it at home today and experience these wonders of nature and try to understand what exactly is happening and try to understand what is the physics behind all these things. So again, you can see this is due to what? The surface tension phenomena, which is making the liquids to have the spherical shape. One more example of surface tension. Then look at this beauty of nature. See, you might have observed, in the lakes or in the ponds, some bugs, they just walk on the water surface. This is the water surface. What you are seeing here is this is the water surface, and these bugs, they are walking on this water surface as if they are walking on the ground. For them, the water surface is just like a ground. How it is possible? How they are able to walk on the water surface? Again, the reason is surface tension. It is because of the surface tension, these bugs can easily walk on the surface of a water surface without any problem. Let me remind you, this surface has to be a still water. In the sense, there should not be any disturbance on the surface of the water. It should be in a perfect equilibrium. When it's in a perfect equilibrium, you might observe that these bugs, either small or big, they are easily able to walk on the surface of this water. Why it is so? It is so because this water surface, this entire water surface is going to act like a stretched membrane. We call it as what is known as a stretched membrane. This is going to behave like a stretched membrane. So when it is like stretched membrane, what it means? It is like taking a rubber stretched membrane. So what it means? It is like taking a piece of rubber and stretching it on all the sides. Stretching it on all the sides. What will happen? This rubber will expand and it will be in the stretched position. So this water surface also behaves like a stretched membrane for these bugs. So once you see it's a stretched membrane, when they walk on this stretched membrane, because of their lightweight and because of their position of these legs, they are not in a position to pierce into this water. That is, when they put their leg on the surface, these legs will not go down because this surface is so rigid, or it is so stretched that it can withstand the weight of their legs, and they can easily walk on the surface of this water without any problem. Why? Again, the reason of surface tension. It is due to surface tension, this water membrane is behaving like a stretched membrane. Therefore, the bugs are able to walk very easily on the surface of water. I hope some of you might have definitely come across this. If not, please go to your nearby pond, especially ಹಳ್ಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆರೆ ಇರ್ತವೆ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಕೆರೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ನೋಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಸಣ್ಣ ಸಣ್ಣ ಹುಳ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ವಾಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತವೆ. What is the reason? It is surface tension. We'll discuss this stretched membrane or all those things a bit later. But right now, you remember that it is the beauty of surface tension which allows these bugs to walk very freely on the surface of water. Then, yes, this is one more classic example of a surface tension. Now, this is a water drop. This is a water drop, and this is what is called as a non-resistant water drop. Means what? ನೀವು ಮಳೆಗಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಕೆಟ್ ಹಾಕೋತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಜಾಕೆಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಜರ್ಕಿನ್ ಹಾಕೋತಿರಲ್ಲ, ವಾಟರ್ ಪ್ರೂಫ್ ಜರ್ಕಿನ್ ಹಾಕೋತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಅವಾಗೇನು ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಬಿದ್ದರೆ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ಲುಕ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಅದೇನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ಸರ್ಫೇಸನ್ನು ವೆಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಸರ್ಫೇಸನ್ನು ಅದು ವೆಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ದ ಶೇಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಸ್ಪಿಯರ್, and since it is a non-resistant waterproof material, so what happens, the liquid takes the shape of a sphere, and even it is touching the surface, but if it is 100% water resistant, you feel that, or you observe that there is no wetting in that particular area. So this is one more classic example of surface tension where we can see a spherical bubble on a non-resistant water resistant material, right? Then, so look at this example. So what is this? This is a glass surface, and we are pouring some water onto the glass surface. You can see whenever the size of the water is very, very small, they are taking the spherical shape. They are taking the spherical shape, whereas if the size of the liquid drop is large, it gets spread out. It gets spread out, and we see that this glass is wetted by this water molecule. So the question is, why here it is spherical in smaller drops, and why it is spreading on a glass like this? So we'll discuss this in detail. What is the reason for this? There is something called cohesive force, something called adhesive force, which is making it responsible. And we see that this liquid drop is wetting the glass surface. So we'll try to understand what exactly is happening here in detail after some time. Then, so this is one more beauty of surface tension. If you take a glass and you put some water in it, and once the water comes to a equilibrium position, you put this a clip which is having a very small weight, you see that make sure that while putting this clip, you should not disturb the surface of the water too much. Just you have to drop this liquid lightly on this water surface, and you see that this clip floats on the surface of water. Actually, this clip, which is made up of steel, which is made up of steel. So if it is made up of steel, actually it should go down. Why? Because for steel, the density is very, very large. For steel, the density is very, very large. What is the fundamental principle? Whenever you have water, if you take any material here, if the density of this material is large than the density of water, then those materials always they will go down. If the density of this material is lesser than the density of water, such materials they will always float on the surface. This is the principle on which they build the ship and all those things. So we know in case of steel, the density is much larger than that of the water. So even though it is made up of steel material, but still it is able to float on the surface of water. Why it is so? Again, it is due to the phenomenon of surface tension. It is because of surface tension, this water surface, this acts like a stretched membrane. As I told you in the earlier case, it acts like a stretched membrane. So it is a stretched elastic, behaves like a stretched elastic material, which is stretched in all the directions. So it is so rigid that when you put this clip on that surface, it stands that weight of that material, and this material is able to just float all over the surface. It is because of the behavior of a stretched membrane, that is due to the concept of surface tension, right? We'll discuss it in detail again. Then we have one more example of this needle. As you can see, this is the steel needle. What is that? ನಾವು ಸೂಜಿ ಅಂತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಮನೇಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಸೂಜಿ, ಆ ಸೂಜಿನ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಈ ಗ್ಲಾಸ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಆ ಗ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರು ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಆ ನೀರು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಆಗಿ ಸೆಟ್ಲ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಸೂಜಿನ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಈ ಸೂಜಿ ನೀರ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ತೇಲ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಈ ಸೂಜಿ ನೀರೊಳಗಡೆ ಮುಳುಗಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಯಾಕೆ? ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟೀಲ್, ರೈಟ್? So if it is steel, it should always go down because of its density, which is larger than that of the water. But you observe that it just floats. Again, what is the reason? It is surface tension. Because of that, this surface is acting like a stretched membrane. Therefore, this needle, which is a steel needle, floats on the surface very, very easily. You please go and try this experiment today at home after this class. Just take a glass or a steel glass or any glass, put some water, let it settle down properly. Once it settles down properly, you put this ಸೂಜಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೇಲಿ ಇರ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಸೂಜಿನೋ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಪಿನ್ನೋ ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಾಕಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲೆಟ್ ಮೀ ನೋ ದಿ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಈ ಥರ ತೇಲುತ್ತೋ ಅಥವಾ ಮುಳುಗುತ್ತೋ ನನಗೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿ. ಮುಳುಗಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಸರಿ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ, ತೇಲಿದ್ರೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟನ್ನು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಹಿಯರ್? Make sure that this water properly settled down. Once it properly settled down, then you put this pin without disturbing the water surface much. Slowly ಅದನ್ನ ಅದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಿಡಿ, ಅದು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಸಸ್ಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, right? Then this is one more beauty of surface tension which you might have come across in your everyday life. I don't know how many of you observed this actually. ಮನೇಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನಳ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ವಾಶ್ ಮೆಷಿನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಗಲಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನೀರು ಆನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆ ನಲ್ಲಿನ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನೀವು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ 1 or 2 ಡ್ರಾಪ್ಸ್, ಆ 1 or 2 ಡ್ರಾಪ್ಸನ್ನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಯು ಫೈಂಡ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದೀಸ್ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪೆರಿಕಲ್ ಇನ್ ಶೇಪ್. ದೇ ಆರ್ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪೆರಿಕಲ್ ಇನ್ ಶೇಪ್. So here the water is taking the shape of a a perfect sphere. Have you observed these things? Please do these things at your home today, and you see the wonders of the surface tension in your day-to-day life. Again, what is the reason? Because of the what? Surface tension. Because of surface tension, these water molecules are trying to occupy the spherical shape. Spherical shape. Why only spherical shape? Because they want to have a minimum surface area, and it is possible only for a sphere shape of a given liquid. So this you please try at home, and you see that you get these beautiful spherical drops of water from this tap. One more beauty of surface tension. Yes, this is one more classic example of a surface tension. What are these? These are the mercury. These are the mercury drops. I hope you would have come across this use of mercury in your chemistry laboratory. These are the mercury drops. If you take mercury, we know that mercury is a liquid. If you take mercury and if you put it on a surface, let's say for example a glass surface, this is this is glass, this is glass. So we take this mercury from a bottle and you just pour it on a glass surface. We see that we get this beautiful spherical mercury drops. You see there are n number of small size, big size, small size, big size. See the beauty here. Even though it is so small, even though it is mercury drop is so small, but still it is having a perfect spherical shape. Just spreads, and you have n number of such spheres of mercury drops. If you observe here, again the mercury is taking the shape of a sphere, right? Why it is so? Again, the beauty of surface tension. Again, the beauty of surface tension. Since mercury is a liquid, it has to have the shape of a sphere, trying to occupy the minimum surface area. But if you observe this drop, or this drop, or this drop, with respect to smaller ones, they're a little bit flattened. They're a little bit flattened. What is the reason? The reason is, again, as I told you in the earlier case, mercury is a highly dense. Its density is very, very large. Its density is very, very large. Meaning, its density means mass by volume. So its mass is very, very large. For a given small liquid, its mass is very, very large. Due to that mass, it experiences one more extra force, what is called gravitational force. Due to this gravitational force, this drop experiences a flattened surface area. Whereas in case of these small drops, the mass is a bit low compared to this. Therefore, they try to have a perfect sphere shape. Perfect sphere shape. You can see it is very clearly visible. You compare the smaller one with the bigger one. Compare this bigger one with that of the other one. So as the mass of the mercury increases, it tries to become flat and flat and flat. Whereas in case of as it becomes smaller and smaller, it always occupies the shape of a perfect spherical shape. The beauty of surface tension phenomena, right? Yes. Here you can see it's very clearly visible here. What we are doing, this is a bottle. Inside that it is filled with mercury. You just open that bottle, and this is a perfect glass surface. You pour that mercury onto the glass. You find that if the liquid is mercury is a very, very small mass, it takes the shape of a perfect sphere. If it is a little bit large, a little bit flattened, more this size, little bit more flattened, more this size, little bit more flattened, more this size, much more flattened. So as the mass of the mercury increases, the size becomes flattened, keeps on flattening, right? So the beauty of surface tension in our day-to-day life, right? So by this we say that all these above phenomena, what we have discussed, is all due to what? The phenomenon of surface tension. And what is the bottom line? When we say surface tension, all the liquids try to have minimum surface area. So the minimum surface area is possible for a given volume only for a sphere. Therefore, all the liquids try to have the spherical shape. Spherical shape. So, in simple terms, how to define surface tension? Look at this word, surface tension. What is surface? We're all familiar with the surface, the upper layer of a liquid. What is tension? Tension means what? Tension means some pressure, some force, right? So what is pressure? It's force per unit area, right? So if you understand the word surface of a liquid, so always there is some pressure on the surface of a liquid. It is this tension, which is making the liquids occupy the spherical shape. So, in simple terms, the tension on the surface of a liquid or the force on the surface of a liquid or the pressure on the surface of a liquid is what is known as surface tension. So, from this, it is clear that always there is some tension or some pressure or some force on the surface of a liquid. Because of that tension or because of that force or because of that pressure, the liquids always tries to have a spherical shape. Why only spherical shape? In order to have minimum surface area. Minimum surface area. Why minimum surface area only? That I'll tell you a bit later. But right now, you remember that it is the pressure on the surface is what is known as surface tension. To understand this more in detail, we have to have the knowledge of some more definitions. Some more definitions. Once you understand these definitions, then definitely we'll come to know what exactly surface tension is all about, and what are the reasons or what are the phenomena which are associated with respect to this surface tension. There is something called a cohesive force, something called adhesive force, something called a surface area, something called a molecular force, something called a molecular range. All these things are associated with surface tension. Once you understand these definitions, then you'll have clear knowledge of surface tension, right? So I think these definitions we'll discuss a bit later. Right now, I want to take questions from you people. If you have any questions, you can ask me.